This is Ramblin' Man, Moto and Drone. The GoPro MediaMod's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get from one day to the next. So I'm hoping it's going to work. And that's not a compliment, GoPro. So I try to ride a little bit every month. I got to run something up to Staples as an Amazon return. So I'm using that as an excuse to take a ride. I'm in Virginia. We had some heck of a storms 2 nights ago. The creek near our house was really crazy, and then roads were blocked, flooded, some caved in. I don't know if any of you watch my other YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel dedicated to wildlife. Whoa. I have a YouTube channel dedicated to the wildlife on our property. I might link that here, put it in the description. And I put a video together, a time-lapse of the creek going down from its peak, and that it came down overnight. And but I did lose a couple of the trail cameras to water damage, and I haven't had a chance to check all the others. It's become a hobby of mine, and also it helps watch for trespassers. But man, those cameras add up, and I have a feeling when I check the rest of them over the weekend, I bet there's going to be more water damage. This is the first time I've ridden a Springfield since I put these Pinnacle mirrors on, which I did at night, and it was hard for me to tell if I'd lined them up right. The left I've got dialed in really good. I was having a heck of a time with this right one, and it's not pointed correctly. It's pointed at the ground almost. Stop. Jesus. Sorry, you guys might see that on video and think that felt like an overreaction, but it didn't to me. I've tried tilting this right one up, and I can't get it to budge to where I want it to point, so I'm going to have to play around with that. Probably when I get back, rather than pull out the tools here. Well, as I said that, it just hit me. I haven't put any tools on this one like I have on my Super Chief. Sucks having to duplicate all the equipment, but I do need to stock up on this bike. So I'm gonna have somebody help me. I've got some custom dynamic lights, the brake flashing device. I'm gonna add lights on the rear saddlebag, and also new turn signals on the rear. I bought a Buffalo brand horn that just arrived by UPS to the house right as I was pulling out. I'm going to use that horn instead of the horn I've put on my other 2 bikes, mainly because the Buffalo brand is meant to be ornamental, kind of add to the look of the bike. The Denali Sound Bomb is utilitarian, definitely loud, gets the job done, but it's to be heard and not seen. So I thought I'd order that Buffalo brand and try that one on this bike. And I'm debating getting a quad lock. So far I've avoided putting my phone on the bike. A lot of you guys may know that cameras on the iPhones, and I guess other cameras, definitely the iPhone, definitely have been ruined by the vibration on the bikes. I never had a problem with that on my Super Chief or Scout, where I did mount my phone. But I find that I just don't need the phone. And for navigation, I've been using the Zumo. I haven't put that on here, so I got to decide if I'm going to wire that up for here, because I'm definitely going to need something for navigation. I'm not using heated gear today. It feels like it's about 50. The temps showed 50 to 53, depending on the source. I've got my jacket on that could be heated, but I didn't plug it in. I tried to tilt these handlebars off, and man, did I have a heck of a time and never could get it. I was trading messages on the forum about which bolt size to use. A guy made a YouTube on the Springfield and used a 5.5 millimeter, and everybody online is telling me it's 6. I tried a 6. I couldn't even get it. It's up under the nasal. I would really like to tilt these bars up a little bit, and hopefully that's all I need. I've asked Corbin to send me some samples of colors because I'm probably going to order a Corbin seat for this bike. I'm not using the windshield, which I would normally use in colder weather. The prior owner had a Freedom Shield, a big one at that, and dark. And I may be out nearing sunset and I didn't want his dark one on. For the first time, I'm also using some different earpieces today. I have been using a box or a can of earplugs, little foam things you squish up and just throw them in. I keep a bunch of fresh ones in my bag at all times. If you lose them, no big deal, you got a bunch more. But they're not the most comfortable things, and after one or two uses, I find I probably have to wash them or switch over to another one. And somebody mentioned an earpiece brand. That's the name, Earpiece, I think. I got them in for the first time today. I did a test. I can hear my phone just fine and music. I don't have audio to talk to somebody else, but I can hear Siri. I installed 2 flags on the back of the bike. Kind of want to see if I can glance and make sure they're still there. How they're looking back there. These pipes, I still say I don't really want to do anything to them, but I'm having a hard time hearing the bike. This is probably an example of the storm did some damage here and they're having to fix this bridge. What was I talking about? Totally lost my train of thought. Oh, I was talking about the exhaust. It's hard for me to hear this exhaust because to me the stock exhaust on the Indian, sometimes I'm like, well, is it running? And you know, it's hard to know when to change gears because I'm not looking down at the instruments to look at RPMs. I can hear it fine at kind of this speed, but when I get up to 5th and 6th gear and the wind noise, don't really hear it. You'd like to think they've engineered these bikes pretty good, kind of just the pipes I put on my Scout I thought were way too loud. I didn't enjoy them. I really like the ones on the Super Chief overall, even though to people who aren't on the bike it's probably annoying, but they sound throaty and I have no problem hearing them even if I'm playing music. There's times on this bike I almost feel like I'm holding on. I had that feeling with the Scout in the beginning, or really the whole time, is that you feel like you're going to slide backwards, so you're kind of just holding on. I still haven't had a chance to ride this bike at night. Way too cold lately, and I've only owned it since the day after Christmas. I noticed one of you commented on one of my other videos that you agree that the red that they use to light up is hard to see at night. I think red would look cool, but I can totally see where it could be hard to see at night. But I have found even during the day, Now, there's a guy on the forums who did a same post on what I was thinking, is that glancing down at these instruments is not, it doesn't feel safe. Like on the Super Chief, I could just glance down with my eyes real quick, hit and go. Here, it's like you almost have to move your head and you take your eyes off the road or the scenery, and I don't feel like I want to do either.